You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Just what makes that silly old ant think he could move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. Hi. My name is Mark Farzetta. Welcome into the show. This is a little program we like to do called Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. I did not expect a comeback. I expected the Phillies to dig a hole, put themselves in it, and then not be able to crawl out until the end of this series. They didn't do that. They got a huge 3-run home run from Brandon Marsh. They got a game-winning home run from Nick Castellanos. They got an incredible bullpen that was perfect tonight, despite the fact that Taiwan Walker was out there hanging out with those guys in the bullpen because now he's a bullpen pitcher because the Phillies, for some stupid reason, just can't shut him down for a year. So instead, they're going to have a guy making $18 million, now the highest-paid bullpen arm by twice the amount of anybody else in that bullpen. But, whatever, because what's important is the Phillies are up 6 games on the Braves, and the Phillies came back to win a game that they were trailing 4-0. Get excited if you're not already excited. Once again, welcome in. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Thanks for making Locked On Phillies Postcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This particular episode is brought to you by none other than the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. I was absolutely thinking the Phillies were not going to pull this one out. And as the game was going on, and it was a lot of wear and tear on the brain. It really was a lot of wear and tear on the brain. I'm going through this game, and I'm realizing that in the close of the 4th inning, by the end of the 4th inning, the Phillies had already stranded 6 men on base, leaving 6 men in scoring position. The Phillies in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th innings got the leadoff man on base, yet were denied runs each and every time. 4 out of the first 5 innings, men on base, dudes in scoring position, and no dude was able to come up in the clutch to help this team. And then all of a sudden, you're without Alec Boehm. Edmundo Sosa is all of a sudden your cleanup hitter. And I'm like, we're about done. This is over. This is not going to be a very fun series, and we're going to start off on a terrible foot. Now, after winning 4 games in a row, you're going to go in the tank again. You're going to lose 2 in a row, and then you're just going to be terrible against the Braves in this series, and this is where the world blows up. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. And why wasn't the case? Because, well, of this perfect segue to 3 big things. Number 3, I mentioned the bullpen. Holy Stromboli, ladies and gentlemen. After Cristopher Sanchez did not have his best stuff, he was laboring, to use that tired phrase, to use it again. He was laboring throughout his start. 20 pitches in the 1st inning, 15 in the 2nd, 25 in the 3rd. Then he settled in a little bit, 11 pitches in the 4th, and then 12 pitches in the 5th inning. Eventually was pulled there for Kerkering in the 6th inning, but labored 105 pitches through 5 2/3, 4 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, gave up 2 long balls to Matt Olson. So the Phillies at this point needed something to happen. They made the change, bringing in Orion Kerkering, who I believe threw 1 pitch to Luke Williams, got him to fly out to right field, and that was that. But then look at this. Kerkering comes back out. Oh, man, and from the top rope after the Phillies get a 3-run home run for Brandon Marsh, who we'll talk about. Kerkering comes out for a very easy 7th inning, including 2 strikeouts and a nasty, hold on, let me take this off the screen, and I do mean nasty sweeper to Marcell Ozuna. And Marcell Ozuna, when he was done, his 3/4 of his body was in the dirt just from flailing away at a pitch. He had no idea what was coming at him. And that was a strikeout, which was fantastic. And then the rest of the bullpen. Matt Strahm went out there. Talk about a guy who was dealing. Look at this at bat that he had for the second out of the inning against Laureano. 10 pitches, 6 foul balls. It was a 1-2 count. It was a 2-0 count. 8 pitches later, he finally retires Laureano on a slider that he tried to check his swing on, but couldn't because Matt Strahm's slider was just too sexy. You know what I'm saying? And 10 pitch at bat, just like that. Bing, bang, boom. Just like that, 10 pitches. And he sits him down. Clutch by Matt Strahm. And then, of course, Jeff Hoffman went in there. 14 pitches to close it out the rest of the way. Here he did get that final out against Whit Merrifield because, of course, that's who it was. But the Phillies bullpen was perfect. Look at that again. You have Kerkering, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. Strahm, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Jeff Hoffman, 1 strikeout, got 3 outs. I think I might have clipped this a little. No, that is right. Yeah. So 14 pitches to get through that, strikeout, no hits, no runs. Everything is fantastic. A perfect night and no walks. A perfect night for your Phillies bullpen. They did their job. And them doing their job helped set the stage for the big boys in your lineup, at least as of late. So I'm going to go with this. Number 3, bullpen. Number 2, Brandon Marsh. I know he had the bigger RBIs, the 3-run, life in the stadium and all that stuff, but nothing is more clutch than a game-winning 2-run home run, so we'll get to that. You already know who it is. But Brandon Marsh in that at-bat in the 6th inning. Again, you were lifeless. Now, 5 of the first 6 innings. I mentioned 4 out of the first 5 innings. You put the leadoff runner on and got nothing from it. Well, in the 6th inning, you get Nick Castellanos to start things off with a little bangle to left field. Bryson Stott, who walked, I think, 3 different times in the ball game tonight, strikes out all of a sudden. Can't have that in a long at bat. So now you got a runner on first with 1 out. Real Muto comes up. He gets a single. Runner on first and second with 1 out. Brandon Marsh steps up to the plate, and Brandon Marsh delivers a 3-run jack on a curveball from Charlie Morton, who had been pitching himself out of jams throughout the first couple innings of this game, no doubt. I wouldn't even say it was a hanging curveball, because when I think of a hanging curveball, I think of a ball that goes, like especially this 12-6 curve, goes up and then just kind of slows down. It hangs up there, right? Slows down for you. This pitch like flattened out. It had the arc and then flattened out. It went right in to Brandon Marsh. And Brandon Marsh, or I should say the outside corner of the plate, or outside half of the plate. And Brandon Marsh just whipped the barrel down and popped it up there to left field, deep left field, and he put it 382 feet on that flattening out curveball. Next thing you know, instead of a 4-0 game, it's a 4-3 game, and Brandon Marsh comes up clutch for the Phils again. That brings me to number 1, Nick Castellanos. Rob Thompson was asked the other day about Nick Castellanos and just how clutch he's been for this team, and he talks about the hard work that Nick Castellanos puts in. And I think this is hard for some people to wrap their heads around because Nick Castellanos is just one of these laid-back dudes, man, and he doesn't suffer fools. He, for the most part, seems pretty chill, a little too chill. Like a reporter will set him up to explain something without asking a question, and he'll just be like, "Is that a question? Thanks for telling me." You know, that kind of thing. Which annoys the hell out of me, but whatever. But he's just like that kind of dude. And I don't think enough people give him the right amount of credit for how much work he does put into it. Instead of saying, yeah, this is baseball, this is the way I'm going to be, I'm just going to have a bad year, whatever. The guy's out there almost every day taking the early batting practice. He's putting the work in, and he's seeing the results. In times that guys struggle, Rob Thompson looks to their work ethic. And when he looked at Nick Castellanos and saw his work ethic, he knew it was only a matter of time before this guy was going to put a slow start to the season behind him and start looking like an all-star again. And that's exactly what he's done over the course of the last 3 months. Easy argument to make that he's been your most consistent hitter in your lineup. And then tonight he goes out there and gives you the 1-run lead with a 2-run home run in the 7th inning. This was what was so crazy about that at bat. Bummer's in there. They take him out. They bring in Holmes. Holmes is a right-handed pitcher. He comes in to face Sosa. He sits down Sosa on a ground out to third. Turner's able to reach. Turner led off that inning with a walk. Turner then goes to third on this throw out. I was amazed that I think it was Williams at third didn't tag Turner for what would have been the 3rd and final out of the inning because Harper had a sac bunt. And he was thrown out at first. Sosa then grounded out. No, it would have been the second out of the inning. Excuse me. So if you get Turner and Strand Sosa, you have 2 outs in the inning, and maybe you pitch Nick Castellanos a little bit different. They don't. Holmes comes in there and buzzes a fastball, 95 miles per hour, right by Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos took a hack at that pitch, and I thought if there was contact, that ball is 425 feet away from home plate. So what does Holmes do in the very next pitch? Does he go off speed? Now that it looked like Castellanos just missed that pitch, does he go off speed? He does not. He comes back with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and Nick Castellanos does not make the same mistake. Bye-bye baseball. Nick Castellanos blasts one 417 feet to center field with a man on. 2-run home run. Phillies go up 5-4. Phillies close it out with that perfect bullpen, and they win this game against the Atlanta Braves. And then before you blink, the Phillies are back to 6 games over the Braves in the NL East. And we don't have to have that worry, oh, God, they're going to come in here and sweep. Oh, God. Phillies went from lifeless, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, clutchless, Alec Boehm to Edmundo Sosa as your cleanup hitter. They went from that and down 4-0, most importantly, to a 5-4 victory over the Atlanta Braves. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I am here for. That's why you go to these games. That's why you pump up this team. And again, your starting pitcher did not have his best stuff. And Snicker maybe didn't do himself too many favors when it came to how he handled Charlie Morton in this particular game. Let him go in there into the 6th inning, as I mentioned. And eventually had to take him out there with 2 outs. And that's when they brought in Bummer, and Bummer got Schwarber to ground out to second. And the damage had already been done after Brandon Marsh's home run. I mean, Castellanos timed him up pretty well. Real Muto timed him up pretty well. And he was keeping those guys guessing in the early goings of the game. And that's one of the tall tale signs. All right, maybe it's time to get this guy out of the game. Snicker ignored those signs, kept him in, much to the Phillies' delight and all the fans in attendance in South Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. When we come back, I have to do it. I can't not do it after I just told the Phillies what to do with this situation. And they're like, no, we got a better idea. Your ideas are terrible. When surrounding this particular player, your ideas are terrible. So listen to the outside sources, not just myself, but everybody else. That's when we come back. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. We're here for you after each and every Phils game. Back in a second, right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Oh, man, how could you not like Liquid IV? Do you like Liquid IV? I'm sure you love Liquid IV. When you're talking about America's pastime, don't forget to hydrate with Liquid IV's Popsicle Firecracker flavor, a surefire summer hit. Get hydrated with electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. Because baseball and summer go together like Liquid IV and indulgent hydration. Find all your favorite flavors on their website, including lemon, lime, and pina colada. You can enjoy that. You just tear, pour, and live more. 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by Live Hydroscience. An optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. They don't have enough electrolytes. Don't waste my time. 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, always vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. No more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. And right now, get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com. That's liquidiv.com, and use promo code MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. That's liquidiv.com. You guys having yourself a good time with Prize Picks? I hope you're having a good time with Prize Picks, because Prize Picks is fantastic. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. It's the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. And now you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct Picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50, 50 bonus bucks. It's guaranteed. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the 50 bonus bucks. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy the Phillies won this game tonight. I think you saw my sheer adulation of the team and how excited I was, how happy it brought me. I sang a song, for crying out loud, okay? I sung the Phillies win song, okay? The Harry Callis, not as good as Harry, but you know what I mean? Sung High Hopes. That's how I opened the show, in case you're just joining us. So I'm excited. But let me just do this for a second, okay? The Phillies keep finding ways to screw up this Taiwan Walker situation. There's never been anything more obvious to me than what they need to do with Taiwan Walker than right now. Now, in September, so 2 days from now, maybe they do shut him down. But as of now, they're putting him in the bullpen. I will reserve this because I'm not gonna blow a gasket on a night where the Phillies had an incredible win. But I'm just gonna say this: Kobe Allard can come back up to the big leagues in September. Okay, so. If Taiwan Walker is not immediately shut down for the rest of the year to make room on this roster for literally anyone else with a functioning arm and some semblance of talent, then I will be really pissed off. Because the Phillies are not going to use Taiwan Walker in the playoffs, as I so eloquently stated last night after their loss. They're not going to do it. They're not going to use him. He's terrible. And they didn't even use him last year when he was like, he's okay, I guess. So him being in the bullpen really grinds my gears in a negative way. So I'd like him to no longer be on the team. I'd like him to be shut down for the year. Having him in the bullpen, if this is their long-term solution for the rest of the year, if that makes sense, that is bat-you-know-what crazy. And Dave Dombrowski, who, by the way, has not had a very good year as the Phillies GM, is in a situation right now where he continues to compound a problem by not truly addressing the problem. He keeps on putting a pretty crappy Band-Aid over the problem. And I'd like that to stop as soon as humanly possible. So I can continue the good vibes of the Phillies coming back from 4 runs down to beat the Braves 5-4. You know, I guess Nick Castellanos, we can put it like this. We'll add it to the list here, okay? Brandon Marsh's miracle catch against the Mariners. Save the season #1. Kyle Schwarber, grand slam. Save the season #2. The infield lip of the grass at Kauffman Stadium, which was actually a hit ball. Was it hit by Bryson Stott? I think it was Bryson Stott who hit the ball. Found its way into the outfield. And now Nick Castellanos' game-winning 2-run home run against the Braves. All these things, and maybe more, save the season for your Philadelphia Phillies. And the other thing I want to point out here, this is something I looked at during the game when the Phillies hit their second home run with Nick Castellanos. The Phillies, for the season, found this to be an interesting stat. The Phillies, for the season, going into tonight, have the 7th best home run to at-bat ratio in all of baseball. The 7th best. Okay? They hit a home run every 29 at-bats. Okay? Stay with me here. Every 29 at-bats, they hit a home run. That's what they've been doing for the season. That's the 7th best. 29. Over the month of August, again, going into tonight, the Phillies hit 37. So they went 37 at-bats before they hit a home run. So they hit a home run every 29 at-bats for the year. They hit a home run every 37 at-bats in the month of August. So they go from 7th in all of baseball, and then in the month of August, they're 27th in all of baseball. For the people that want, and they haven't been that great, but lately they've been better. For the people that want to make the argument constantly about the Phillies playing way too much long ball and not enough small ball, That's a pretty interesting feather in your cap. They went from 7th to 27th in this month. For the month of August. Overall, 7th best. Just in the month of August, 27th in all of baseball. Bonkers. I wonder how they did with 2 dingers tonight. You know what I'm saying? There was one more. Oh, I do have concern about Alec Boehm. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on social media to see if anything is put out there from Rob Thompson after the game. So far, nothing regarding Alec Boehm and what the future will hold for him. When we come back, I want to take a look at what you guys have to say about your Philadelphia Phillies and getting this win over the Braves tonight, because in my mind, huge first step was getting this win and perhaps exercising the demons that are the Braves versus the Phillies this year. The Phillies and the Braves are right there. Like, I hate to say this, but like they're scarier to me now with nobody than they are when they're stacked. Because then I feel like the Phillies come to the ballpark and they're like really on edge, like ready to go. And I guess they couldn't do anything until their backs were against the wall, and then finally got to the Braves tonight with those 2 big home runs by the Phils. So I love seeing that. When we come back, take a look at what you guys have to say about this great Phillies win tonight. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Back in a second. Game Time app. You got the Game Time app? Did you download the Game Time app to your phone yet? You're missing out. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks. So if you want to go to the concert, the comedy show, the big event, the game, Game Time Picks has you covered. It takes all the fluff away. So it's easier to buy those great tickets at a great discounted price on the Game Time app. Your favorite live events makes getting tickets to those events even easier. Game Time Picks filters all of it out to show you the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through those thousands of tickets. And how about this? On Labor Day, if you're out there in the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers area, you can get a great deal. 50% off Labor Day tickets for Diamondbacks Dodgers. How about that on the Game Time app? So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. You could view your seat before you buy it on the Game Time app. You can toggle their all-in pricing so you know exactly what you're paying before you check out. So when you get to check out, like, hey, wait a minute, these tickets are $20. How are they 30? What's going on? What happened? No, you know that ahead of time when you toggle that option on the app. And you can do all that on the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB on the Game Time app for $20 off your first purchase on the Game Time app. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use redemption code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Who? Also, I want to make sure I mention, once again, thank you for making Locked On Sports Philadelphia your first listen every day. And how about for the rest of Major League Baseball season? You check out host Paul Sullivan on Locked On MLB. Sully's got it all. It's trademark humor, and also he'll get you ready for the MLB playoffs when you get through the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Before we tell you where the Phillies are going to be, what they got going on tomorrow night in this 4-game series, I want to see what you guys have to say about the Phillies and Braves getting it underway tonight. IBH, what a nail biter. Like the bullpen was really started to settle in. Thanks, Buddy Christ. It was all Buddy Christ, wasn't it? Morgan, what's going on? Great come from behind victory. Not to be greedy, but can Harper and Schwarber please start homering again? I don't think I'm asking too much. I don't think you are either. How about Bryce Harper laying down a bunt? Dude. I will say Bummer made a hell of a play on that. That was a great. It came off the mound perfectly and threw him out. It was close, but it was pretty bonkers. Was not expecting to see Bryce Harper lay down a bunt. That's how you know you're struggling. You're just like, let me just do a little thing to help the team. This is our division. Let's go, says Brian. I concur. Tim Cione or Cione or Cione. Wow, game one, Phillies. I'm sure my kids are very happy Dad isn't screaming terrible things at the TV anymore. Marsh and Castellanos, keep the good hits coming. Hell yeah, Tim. Johnson Wall. When T-Mac said they were probably bringing the lefty in and they didn't. I was surprised, especially with the pitch count. I know they regretted that soon after. Boy, did they. How about Marshy bounce back from 2 Ks and get the team? Yeah, that was not a strong showing from Brandon Marsh. Yeah, struck out in the second with Stott at second base after he led off with a walk. And then came up and struck out. That was an ugly curveball in the 4th inning. Yeah, Morton got him on a, well, I mean, ugly. It was a beautiful curveball. Real Muto, that was interesting. In the 4th inning, Real Muto struck out chasing that curveball. And then the very next batter, not a righty anymore, Real Muto struck out on that ugly curveball chasing it. And then Marsh struck out on the curveball as well. So we got a righty and a lefty with that same pitch. Michael Evans, I take back everything I said about Marsh prior to the home run. Not only did the Phillies beat the Braves, but they take the piano off their back, sending Walker to the pen. Great day. Yeah. Christopher Michael, what's going on? Yo, man, Farzy, I don't know about you, but I know I talked so much-ish on Casty because of his bad start of the year, and I feel so bad about it. No. It really has been. Yeah, this is what's important. You acknowledge, you credit where credit's due, criticism where criticism is due. Look, going into that San Francisco Giants series in May, I think it was May. Going into that San Francisco Giants series, I saw him batting cleanup. And if you were watching the show back then, which we were just getting started, May. I was like, I could name 17 other people on the Phillies that I would rather have bat cleanup than Nick Castellanos. And people talk about what he's been doing over the last 3 months. It goes back to that series. The Phillies lost 2 games against the Rockies and then lost 2 games against the Giants in San Francisco. But I think in the middle of the game of that series, Rob Thompson batted Nick Castellanos cleanup. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Rob Thompson's an idiot. This is awful. And ever since then, and Nick Castellanos has acknowledged that, yeah, the hard work and the coaching staff certainly helped this. But yeah, Rob Thompson believing in him and letting him know where he stands all the time, that helps his mentality. That's one less thing to think about while you're up there grabbing a bat. So, Christopher, shout out to you. Good stuff. Standing behind Nick on Fanatic Lunch Bag Day? I'm going to scream for him to get a ball for my daughters. Oh, that's nice. Oh, your daughter's first game. And I bet I will. He seems like a really solid dude. There you go. That's nice. Austin, what's popping? Have yourselves a day, Philadelphia. Please let the clouds lift. MPTR, saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the comeback coming. Is Casty the real team leader? I think he is. Right now he is. Mike Evans, who will the 5th starter be? Phillips? I'm bummed about Allard. Can't come up immediately. Well, again, this is 2 days we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? 2 days. See if he comes up in 2 days. Spurgeon King, Charlie Morton, just another Brave copying a former Philly. That's great. Existentialism Tyrant. That's way too highbrow a name for me. Phillies win. Taiwan to the bullpen. Win-win for the Phillies fans. Don Allington, you're welcome. Go Orioles. What? Thank you. Adam, what's going on, Adam? Hi, Farzy. Good game. Needed to build a bigger lead in the East. Yeah, let's go. Let's part. KGB officer. Farzy. I was ready to crash out until the Marsh homer. I had a terrible day and thought the Phils were going to soil it more. I'm sorry to hear that, KGB officer. I don't like hearing when anybody has a bad day, including a KGB officer. That's the kind of well-rounded individual I am. Luckily, the Braves pulled a Phillies game. All right, that's a backhanded compliment. Marshy Marsh, says Ray Amato. IBH, I see your comment. I appreciate it. I can't get into it right now. But thank you. Just know that I appreciate you. Frank, what's going on? A comeback win. How about that? Mark Saber, good game, Phils. Let's get 3 more wins. Absolutely. MPTR, to be honest, Bohm could use a couple of days off. Yeah. Don Ellington. Sorry, Stubbs, we have a new blowout pitcher now. See, that was the one thing. with the going back to the thing with the guy and the guy going back to Taiwan Walker. If you do unfortunately lose one of these games like 9-0 or whatever, Taiwan Walker coming in and eating innings as opposed to anybody else, fine with that. Wait, what? Hey Bert, where's Ernie? Italian Water Ice? Thank you. Trey Turner needs another ovation. Feels like it. Oh, Miguel Frica? Miguel I'm going to say Frica. Not Fricka. Fricka? No. As a Braves fan, guys, Snicker made your night. He's the most idiot manager in the league. I like that this is all universal stuff. Bam Man 100. Thank you, Farzi, for putting the Walker situation at the feet of Dombrowski where it belongs. I live to serve, people. I live to serve. Crazy. It's my fault, Farzi. I've been betting home runs for Harper every day the past week. It is your fault. You stop it. You stop it right now. Johnny Be Good. Great song. Stott with 3 walks tonight. He should do that more often. Look, Stott's a much better hitter when he's patient. I shouldn't even say hitter. I should just say he's just much better for the team when he's patient at the plate. Here's what you got going on tomorrow night, folks. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. That's Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Phillies and Braves. Back at it tomorrow. Lefty versus righty. Ronaldo Lopez against Ranger Suarez. Ronaldo Lopez, 7-4 on the season with a 2.02 ERA, dear God. He was great in his last start against the Phillies. That was back on the 20th. That was Beepo Pop 10 days prior. He went 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits, and made Kyle Schwarber look silly. And nobody makes Kyle Schwarber look silly. Ronaldo Lopez made him look terrible in that. 4 or 5 strikeouts, I think he had. Anyway, he's coming off a start where he went 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 3 walks against the Washington Nationals, and a 5-1 loss. How about that? Ranger Suarez on the bump for the Phils. By the way, Ronaldo, the 7-4. Did I mention that? 2.02 ERA. Ranger Suarez, 11-5 with a 2.82 ERA on the season. He's up against the start against the Kansas City Royals. His first start back. It was an 11-2 Phillies victory. 5 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts for Ranger. Love to see him come back with a vengeance against this Braves squad. He did face the Braves back on the 6th of July. That was in the middle of a terrible July for him. Well, the start of a terrible July, the middle of a bad run. 5 earned runs, 2 home runs in 5 innings of work back on the 6th of July. Beep, bop. Ozuna took him deep. Albies took him deep, but Albies ain't there no more. And did Albies hit 2 off him? It appears so. All right, that's the game tomorrow night. Once again, a 6:40 start time between your Phillies and those Braves. I'll be back with you guys right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Once again, make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. That's like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Phillies now going for their 80th win of the season tomorrow. Orioles are in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. That game's just getting underway. And the Mets and the other team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, Mets beat the Diamondbacks, which I actually I'm rooting for that now. I think I told you guys that the other night, so that's good. Mets beat the Diamondbacks. I like that. Cool off them Diamondbacks. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Once again, my name is Mark Farzetta. Hit like and subscribe to the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Be back with you guys tomorrow night following the Phillies, hopefully taking a 2-0 series advantage over this Braves squad. See you guys then. Thanks again. Bye.